you. Now, I like your shirt.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So, are we in Costa Rica today, or are we back in Canada, buddy?
In Costa Rica. I haven't been back to Canada in quite some time, but we got a nice little view of the beach, and this is where I like to work. It's just get to work outside all day, even though I work on the computer. So I find I can
It's
keep myself cooped up in the house too much.
yeah. Well, gotta get outside and explore nature, especially out in Costa Rica, right?
Oh yeah, I love it here.
Well, it's probably a warmer more than it is back here in Canada, right?
Yeah, most of the time. I think right now you guys are in summer, so it's probably hotter there than it is here. It's about 20 degrees here.
Well, yeah, we're about 78 today Fahrenheit, so we're about even
70.
today. So that's
Oh, well,
good.
Fahrenheit, yeah, 80 Fahrenheit. But I think when the humidity kicks in back home, are you from Windsor area?
That's right, buddy. Yeah, I live in winter.
Yeah. So you guys get, I grew up in London, Ontario, so it'd be super hot in the summers. I'd be working landscaping, so it'd just be next level heat.
Yeah, buddy. Just before we get started, I'll share a little bit about myself. So, when I was a little guy, buddy, I was always in London because I was born with cerebral palsy, and all of my procedures for my disability happened at Times Valley Children's Hospital. So uh, for a little while anyway, London was my second home.
Wow. Yeah. So we basically grew up in the same neighborhood.
A little bit, yeah. So yeah, it's a small world after all, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. What was your favorite place in London? Do you get to hang out much in the London area?
No, buddy. To be perfectly honest, we went back and forth between the hospital and Dairy Queen because every time I would finish a surgery, as a reward, I guess my parents bribed me with Dairy Queen all the time when we headed back to Windsor. So there you go.
Well, that's not too bad, is it? Everyone likes Dairy Queen.
Yeah, it's something wrong with you if you don't like Dairy Queen, right?
Which one did you go to?
The one closest to the 401. So,
Gotcha.
so
Gotcha. My mom used to take me to the one in I think it was Fleetway Bowling.
very cool. Yeah, very cool. And
That
now
was the
you
spot.
and now you're living this international lifestyle, right?
Yeah, so I travel full time. My girlfriend lives in the US, so I spend lots of time in the States. And I also been living in Mexico and Costa Rica. And I recently got to Costa Rica about 3 months ago and decided I want to spend a lot more time here than just 3 months.
Well, it's a picturesque place to spend some time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite spots because you got a lot of places to go adventure and nature. And we're staying at a hostel, and it has great Wi-Fi all the time, so you can get work done, and then you can go off into the nature after work.
Absolutely. It's important to know when to shut work off and go for an adventure, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Sam, if you're ready, I'll take a moment, buddy, to welcome you to the program. And I'm super excited to talk to you about international real estate today. Great to see you, and thank you for a few minutes, buddy.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
Fantastic. Well, Sam, I really enjoyed our time together and our chance to engage in conversation about international real estate, a little bit about our Canadian roots and everything in between, buddy. Your work in the space and time on my behalf is most appreciated. And I want to thank you for being here today, buddy.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Kevin. You have some amazing questions, and I really appreciate our time today.
Fantastic, Sam. We're done. Like we've done this before, right?
What's that? Sorry.
I said we're done, and it's like we've done this before, right?
I know, right? It feels like we've been doing this for years.
It's not our first rodeo, huh?
Yeah, well, I think you asked some really good questions. I can tell you really put some thought into some of these questions.
Well, we can thank the power of research for that before an interview, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I could tell. I could tell.
Well, yeah, buddy. I sometimes, after learning about you, buddy, there are parts of my life that I want to trade with you. No, I'm only kidding. But you live in a exciting lifestyle, bud, and I'm excited I met another fellow Canadian, right?
Yeah, do you interview many Canadians?
Well, I try to, buddy. Yeah, I interview most of the people who listen to this show are actually American, and they also come from Germany. So it's
Oh
uh,
wow.
it's international flair. But I try to interview as many Canadians as possible, and I have to stay true to my Canadian roots somehow, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. I engage with lots of Americans, but I always get excited when a fellow Canadian comes my way.
Well, yeah, well, we'll have to stay connected, buddy. I want to thank you for your time, bud. And as soon as I finish editing this together, I'll shoot you over a copy and be sure to share the interview if you wish, okay?
Yeah, we'd be very excited to share the interview. And thank you so much for having me. It was a great time.